Hey, welcome back to Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Weekend Family. Depending on what country you're in, the weekend is spelled W-E-E-K dash end. That's because this is actually a French-produced series. It's still Disney-owned, I believe, but it is a fully French. It's almost, kind of like they do with a lot of the South American productions. They really do some great, vanity shots of Paris. So yeah, you get the Arc de Triomphe, and you get the Eiffel Tower, and you get all the just rows of apartment buildings and things like that with those just old world type of roofing and everything else that screams Paris. Just don't turn the camera the other direction and you won't see all the other buildings that have less charm, let's say. So yeah, it's, Paris is bigger than what most people see as that romantic classic stuff from Ratatouille, those kind of buildings. Doesn't matter. This is not about the buildings. It is about a family, specifically about a guy named Fred. That guy right there. Fred is a doctor. And by the way, this is a sitcom in a sense. It's not shot on a set like Friends or something, or Seinfeld. It's not shot on a set in that kind of sense, but it is a sitcom. It is about a man who has 3 ex-wives, each of them very different. And the only reason I know that offhand, even though we do get a very quick summary of them in the first episode, the only reason I know more about this than it seems is the fact that I watched the Christmas episode last December, I believe, and maybe you watched it with me. I have no idea. This series just follows Fred, and he has 3 ex-wives, and each of them gave him a daughter, and so they're all half-sisters, and all the girls live with him while the exes go off and do their own thing. And I guess it's Weekend Family because he kind of gets them just on the weekends. I guess. I can't tell what day it is. No, nobody makes it. Well, okay, sorry. No. In French, with subtitles. Subtitles are already turned on by default. At least for me it was. I think we get this sort of Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of arc in their story. So everything is each episode's kind of self-contained in a sense. And this first one, like I said, it's a bit of a crash course explaining to you who Fred is, what he does. He has 3 ex-wives with 3 daughters of 3 very distinct ages and characteristics. One's kind of the rebel environmentalist. The other one is kind of goofy, it's a little strange, with allergies, but in sports, but also just other stuff. And the little one, the youngest one, she's a bit of a troublemaker. Let's say, at least in this first episode. I only watched the 1 episode. I got the gist, and I kind of already knew what was going on with this. But it's Fred dealing with his daughters on a regular basis, and with this premiere episode, his potentially 4th wife. He at least starts dating a woman named Emmanuel, and time sort of just passes really quickly. It's like we meet her, and he's already talking as if this is a woman that I've fell in love with, and now it's 6 months later, and I have yet to reveal her to my daughters. Like, he's been secretly dating her. But the little one, of course, finds out when he accidentally texts her instead of his girlfriend. Thank God they didn't have the type of relationship where the certain things get more explicit, where he wasn't sending her other things. That would make a completely different show and would not be on Disney Plus, despite what some people think. In this, of course, misunderstandings, shenanigans, all sorts of confusion, and of course it all resolves in something where, everything comes to an understanding. This Emma, is from Canada, so she's really from out of town. She's a psychologist or something. I don't know. She's gets in people's brains, but she sometimes overthinks things. So she is sort of introduced in a very awkward way to the daughters, and it's about that whole. It's 2 seasons so far that I see here. There's 8 episodes each. I think there's a third season with also 8 episodes, from what I could tell. Uh, when I look at this, I see there's 2 Freds and 2 Marie-Ange, which is one of his ex-wives. To be clear, one is the face and French voice because it's French, and the other one is the American English voice for Fred and one of his exes. And I'm sure if we go down the list far enough, you'll see all the other ones. Fred is a very appealing character. He's funny. He's got a great sense of humor. His delivery just hits right. He's played by Eric Judor. Judor? I don't know. French. Judor. Judor. No, there's no accents or apostrophes, so it might be just Juder. Juder? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so you're going to expect this from each of the episodes where the kids kind of get in some sort of trouble or there's a misunderstanding, or I'm sure there's going to be ex-wife opinions on the new girlfriend who, honestly, she looks like she's just out of college herself. But, yeah, no, she's an accomplished woman, and, yeah, he's not robbing the cradle, so. But, yeah, there's a lot of women in this series. And it is again very French. So if you like that kind of thing, you'll probably get a kick out of it. It's not your standard American sitcom, but it does have certain standard sitcom elements that you would expect, with conflicts between sisters and of course the misunderstanding where the little one really does not want dad to get a new girlfriend. She messes with their relationship once she gets a hold of the texts. So, yeah. In a very strange way. Either way, definitely worth checking out if you're looking for a very different type of sitcom from the standard American stuff. Yes, it's all overdubbed. So, like I said, the face is one guy. The voice, if you're watching it in English, is a completely different guy, but some of the same thing with all the other actors, the girls, the wives, the girlfriend, all of them overdubbed. If you're French, maybe you can turn all that off and just watch the original French version. I don't know. I didn't try, but I'm sure that option is there. So, yeah, give it a shot. It is your thing. It's not the kind of thing I'm going to follow up on. I'm not going to, it's not enough to make me go, oh my gosh, this is just the greatest thing in the world, and I need one more show in my life to choke it to death. But no, it's definitely funny. It's definitely the girls are cute, and he's got a really interesting set of 3 interesting ex-wives. And of course, the Christmas special, which we watched many months ago, has its own complications. All in one episode, one supersized episode. That of course is Christmas themed. Since it leans into the whole holiday thing, you kind of get that it has to work a certain way. This here, since it's not holiday themed, could go any direction. You don't know. So let's pick tomorrow's episode. 148. 148. It's a kind of thing I might watch if I just had extra time, but I do not. Okay. We have, another documentary. We are really cranking through these, by the way. I did check as of this episode, or as of this episode we watched here, we've gone through probably 32 documentaries in just this quarter. One whole month's worth of this quarter has been documentaries. And half of that, 16 or so, movies. And the rest is spread between series and shorts. So, and we're almost done with June here, so about halfway done with June. So we got 2 more weeks. And, yeah, there's a lot of documentaries, and I'm sorry, but here's a new one, and it's actually very different. This is one of the great things about the amount of documentaries we have. They are very different, and thankfully we don't get a bunch in a row. We have gotten multiple shark ones in a row, but I eliminated the shark ones for reasons that I've explained in the past. If you want to watch our 1500th episode, yeah, that one has all the shark videos remaining. I watched a few minutes of each, and I was able to review each one of those, like 36 or so shark things that were on. I just had to get rid of them. It couldn't do, like, it can't be Shark Week every week on here. It just can't. But this is very Disney-centric, and I kind of like it, the idea of it, just because I like design and architecture kind of things. So this should be interesting. It is Making the Wish, Disney's newest cruise ship. So, yeah, I don't know how long it is, but I have a feeling it's one of those probably 45-minute type things, maybe. Probably showed up in free form at some point, or it's, open that up again. I gotta say it correctly. Excuse me. Making the Wish, Disney's newest cruise ship in the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.